Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.
Hi! We're the 6th grade class at the Bryan Middle School, home of the Bryan Golden Bears. Welcome to News 6!
Hi, I'm Courtney Boyers from the Bryan Middle School. Welcome to News 6. With today's first story, here's Scott Adams.
Some of Bryan Middle School students are stringing bows. Not bows and arrows, nor bows for their hair, but violin and other musical bows. Casey Lingby carries the tune for the story.
The Bryan Orchestra program musically unites students of different grades. How did the orchestra program get started?
The orchestra program here at Bryan was started back in 1952 by a man who came from Pittsburgh on a mission to establish a musical program where kids could get involved playing string instruments. This gentleman's name was Orville Seidale.
What kinds of instruments are used in the orchestra?
The orchestra instruments usually center around the string family. The instruments in the string family are the violin, the viola, cello, and the string bass. These instruments make up what is called the string orchestra. The full symphony orchestra requires the addition of wind instruments such as flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombone, French horn, oboe, percussion instruments.
What is the age range of the students in the orchestra?
The string instruments are exposed to the beginners at the end of the 4th grade year. From that point on, the age range is from there through high school. We have a beginning string class at the 5th grade level. We have a 6th grade string class. Then the students combine in the 7th and 8th grade together for a junior orchestra, in which at that time the winds are added also to create a full orchestra experience. And then we have a high school program, which students are ages or grades 9 through 12.
What do you think the children are getting out of the program?
Some of the basic things and experiences that the kids receive is, first of all, there's a camaraderie that exists whereby students develop new friends. They learn to work together in a teamwork type fashion to learn to do things at the same time. There's a lot of discipline involved, and when you have that, I think that just creates and helps mature students in the right direction.
Today's News 6 is produced by the 6th grade class of the Bryan Middle School. Bryan is located about 45 miles west of Toledo. It was founded in 1840 and has a population of about 8,200.
Recently, News 6 had a chance to talk with June Grandy, a doll collector whose collections represent many countries in the world. Terlinda Bowman has the story.
For Mrs. Grandy, doll collection is not just a hobby, it is an obsession. When did you begin collecting dolls?
It all started when I was a little girl and I went to my aunt's house and they had a parlor. We don't have parlors anymore. And in there she kept a doll in a wicker buggy. But our mother would never let us touch that doll. And I guess through the years, the question was, why couldn't I touch the doll? And so 27 years ago, I bought my first doll, which was a China head doll.
What types of dolls do you collect?
Mostly antique, which consists of the bisque and the china. The one doll that I have, a bisque-headed doll. She's 30 inches tall. Also, I have another one in my museum that is bisque head, and she has the wooden legs and a metal body. That was made by Thomas Edison. Other dolls are my French fashion. I adore those. Now, they have kid bodies.
Where do you get your dolls?
I get them all over, really, all over. I've been all over the United States. I think the farthest that I've gone for a doll was Arizona. I cannot go to auctions anymore because if I do, people know me far and near that I'm a doll collector.
Can you tell us how dolls were made in the olden days?
In Germany and France, it was a family affair. Now, here in the United States, the dolls' heads were brought from Germany, and they were sent to the general stores. And the mother came in and depended on how much she had to spend. And if mother had the money, the bodies were available. She would buy a body and assemble the doll after she got home. If she didn't have the money to buy the body, she went home and made a homemade body.
This week's Kids View question asked Bryan 6th graders to become authors for a day and write their own book.
Hello, this is Nicole Harger reporting for Kids View. Today's question is, if you could write a book, what would it be about?
If I had to write a book, it would be about a tornado that strikes the U.S. If I had to write a book, it'd be about the man on the moon.
If I had to write a book, it would be about a dog that turns into a girl and drives a Porsche.
The city of Bryan is playing in their homes. Well, not exactly. Actually, Bryan has its own playhouse. Ryan Jinks takes News 6 behind the curtain for the story.
The Playhouse, which was once a church, now hosts its own productions. When did the Playhouse start?
Well, we began 38 years ago, right now, in December in Bryan, Ohio. And we're in Bryan for about 7 years before people encouraged us to come to Montpelier. And we've been in Montpelier now for about 34 years. This building has only been here about 25 years.
Where do you get your costumes?
Well, we beg, borrow, or make, I guess. In any case, they all have to be altered. You'd be surprised how many people are eager to clean their attics and give us costumes. The costume room probably has, I would guess, 300 or 400 costumes in it. Because we're doing Man of La Mancha this year. The last time we did it, we took old costumes, drove over them with cars in the gravel outside to make them really look beat up.
What kinds of people are involved in the plays?
All kinds of people from all walks of life, children, adults. I went through 5 or 6 years ago and found out that there had been over 2,000 people at that point that had been involved in our little Williams County Playhouse. Not all of them on stage, but it takes a lot of people besides actors.
How does the Playhouse benefit the community?
Well, I think we benefited in a lot of ways. I think first, of course, with the 1,000 people that each attend 4 shows in a year, get a cathartic experience out of theater, which is what theater is all about. Another little statistic I ran down not long ago was that WCP had spent over $500,000 in the community over the past years. So $500,000 of circulating money is a pretty good thing for the community too.
That's all for this week's show. Join us next time when Columbus Grove visits News 6.
Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.